G'day guys and welcome to Raging Rhino. It's time for episode 7 of season 3 of The Mandalorian. Now, based on what we've got so far out of this season, and especially based on what we got in the last episode, I'm really confused at where this story is going. We've got 2 episodes left. This is the second last episode, and we still don't really have a main plot point. So they've got to come up with something. In these last 2 episodes, surely there's got to be something that they've got to give us to actually move this story forward if it is going anywhere. So let's get straight into this because it's another long episode, 53 minutes long. So let's get straight into this. Now, if you are new here, of course, you get to see my reactions as I go through the episode. And then at the very end, you'll get my thoughts and my review of the episode. Let's get into this. Oh, we're back on Coruscant. Are we going to see some of Pershing? Oh no, it's the he, she. God, even the music with this scene doesn't feel like Star Wars at all. Makes me think of something out of Blade Runner or something. Oh, Snoke's in the tank. Is that supposed to be Pelion?
And provide Commandant Hux.
Oh, Hux, eh?
Captain Pelion.
It is Pelion.
We need to stamp them out now.
Yes.
Lame. Just steal Pelion. The Spies, it's called. And introduce Hux. Hux's father.
Mando!
Why is it that he always laughs after he says, Mando? I knew it. He was going to repair him. IG-12.
The pilot provides cognition.
Yes.
So what, he's got to control the droid the whole time? Or Grogu's going to control it? He's too little for the thing.
So what do you think?
If he was to get any bigger, he wouldn't fit. Buy an attachment for your toy.
Yes. 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 Yes.
This isn't funny.
Yes. Grogu, no. Give it no.
Oh, babysitters in space.
This isn't working for me.
It's not working for me either. Are we going to get anyone we don't know, like just a nobody Mandalorian? He's going to go.
I will go.
Vizsla's going to go. Oh, there's one. He's the dead one.
I will go.
He's the dead one as well. These are the red shirts. That was quick. They stayed in Navarro one night. Packed up and left. That was a quick jump. I thought they were going to stay in orbit.
Which is why I'm proposing that we leave Navarro and move the fleet into orbit above Mandalore.
Still don't exactly know what we're doing, to be honest. Oh, they get more Mandalorians together.
Mandalore has always been too powerful for any enemy to defeat. It is always our own division that destroys us.
Sounds like the Sith before the rule of 2. Mandalorian pirates.
You taught your apprentice well.
God.
You didn't learn that from me.
No, the last time he saw people arm wrestling, he decided to choke one of them. What is it, another dinosaur? A Mandalorian dinosaur. Is it the mythosaur? What happened to the dinosaur? That's it.
Those aren't Mandalorians.
They're Imperials. But are they wearing Beskar armor, are they? Did I miss that? So what, at close range, the Beskar armor does nothing to the Imperials? I don't get it. I don't understand why he takes Grogu everywhere. Wouldn't he be able to stay on the ship with all the other Mandalorians? Oh, get hit in the armor. Magnetic bullets. Kill him. Fucking be done with it. Oh, Gideon's got his own armor.
Disarm him.
Ha. So when is the armor good enough? What? There's too many. You could have gone through the door and closed it, couldn't you? Have they actually hit him yet? Or have you just hit his armor? He's got magnetic armor too. Look at the close range. Oh, the Praetorian Guards. Oh, Paz Vizsla's dead. End of the episode. Okay, well, I guess it's a plus that it was a better episode than last week's episode. I still have a couple of issues with this. Obviously, the opening felt like Blade Runner or something like Blade Runner. She is definitely still working for Moff Gideon. Moff Gideon then has a conversation with Pelion and Hux. So Hux's father's in this, and Pelion is in this. They're just talking about where is Grand Admiral Thrawn. Apparently he's the one with the grand plan, and we're waiting for this grand plan to happen. And he's advocating for new leadership. Then we, of course, cut back to Navarro, where the Mandalorians are showing up. They literally spend one day there. Oh, and of course, we get IG-12. So this is the droid that's been refitted, and it's remote controlled so that you can buy a toy for your toy and put him inside that toy so that you can play Grogu inside a machine. Then the Mandalorians basically get together and they make a plan. Seems like it just happens overnight. So they literally spend one day there and they leave and go to Mandalore. Of course, it's Mandalore teleportation. We're just there straight away, or hyperspace teleportation. They land and they start walking, looking for the Great Forge. They come across Mandalorian pirates who pledge their allegiance to Bo-Katan. Like, again, just going back to that previous shot there, if I can find it. You know, they're winching the lines and all of that sort of thing. And then, of course, while they're traveling, Vizsla and the other leader, these two have, like, some chess game. I tell you what, like, it's definitely not the same as, like, the chess that they were playing on the Millennium Falcon. Like, this is, like, actual, like, moving things. So they have a bit of a fight because, you know, one won't submit the chess game or something, and no one can interrupt except for Grogu. So Grogu's the one that gets in between them and stops those two from fighting, as you can see right there. Then, of course, it moves along. They're traveling still to try and get to the Great Forge, and they get attacked by a massive dinosaur. Now, whether or not it's actually the Mythosaur or it's just a big dinosaur that lives on Mandalore, gee, they've got dinosaurs that live on every planet in this galaxy. It's insane. And then the dinosaur, it just destroys their ship and they fly down and basically they're in the right spot. How convenient, you know, for them to actually land in the perfectly right position when they get destroyed by a dinosaur. And this dinosaur just hasn't happened to attack the entire Imperial base that is right where this dinosaur was laying, you know. And as we go through this fight scene, I will say you can definitely, again, tell that it's filmed in the volume. It's very small, very claustrophobic, very small areas. They can't really spread out much because they need to get everybody in the shot. And that's pretty much what it is. Now, I did also find it funny that they do mention something about these stormtroopers having Beskar armor, but like when it mustn't work the same way when it's close range. There was a shot earlier. I'll see if I can find it. I find it funny that like a vibro blade can go right through the Beskar as well, but a blaster or a lightsaber can't. Oh, there. Like that shot right there. Like close range. Just pop. Shoot him in the chest. And then there's all of that as well.
Okay, kid.
Basically, they just, you know, when they're far away and they hit them, just the blasters bounce off them, but when they're close range and they hit them, that's a whole different story altogether. So they just move forward and they end up in this Imperial base where they see this hangar where there's TIE interceptors and TIE bombers all racked up. So this is where Moff Gideon is hiding out, and he's made his new armor out of Beskar alloy. And how awesome is that? And due to the fact that they're doing all this cloning and they've got the Mandalorians and they've got the Jedi, they're going to bring all the elements of that together to make a Snoke. That's what it's going to be, and that's where we are moving forward. So the Mandalorian gets captured by Moff Gideon. Bo-Katan cuts a hole in the back door so that all of them can start escaping. She uses the Darksaber to do that. And it's really funny because Vizsla had a chance to be able to escape. If I can get to the right bit. He closes the door, and all he had to really do was take a couple of steps back and close the door and then escape with everybody else. But he just says there's too many. So he's like, go, and I'll take care of these. His gun overheats. He takes out all of the troopers, and then we get 3 Praetorian Guard. Now, they are a little bit different in the way that they look from the sequels, but of course the same weapons and pretty much the same thing. Obviously, what we see in the sequels is an evolution of these characters. Anyway, so they fight him and they completely destroy him. They all give him a good old stabbing, and that's the end of the episode. As I continue to watch more and more of The Mandalorian and more of what we're getting from Disney Star Wars, like especially after watching some of the Star Wars Celebration stuff, I'm coming more and more to terms with the fact that this isn't Star Wars for me. And it's crazy to think that I'm in this place now when I love Star Wars so much and what they're making isn't for Star Wars fans. It's just not. And you can be one of those people that sits there and seal claps to Pelion being in it. And again, them ripping off stuff from the EU. Obviously, there's the connection with Hux. There's the connection with those Praetorian Guard. And it's all connecting. We even see that scene with Moff Gideon earlier where he walks through the area to get to this meeting. So it's this bit here. You know, he's got all the tanks in the background with clones going on. So, of course, everything is going to basically just move forward to the sequel trilogy, and they can't make that work. I'm sorry. Under no circumstances can they correct what they did to the characters in the sequel trilogy. And it's not just the characters, it's the fact that they've got to basically try and manipulate a story to make Snoke make sense, to make Palpatine's return make sense, all of that sort of thing. And of course, they're going to be bringing in Thrawn to kick off like the Ahsoka stuff. And I reckon in the last episode, we're probably going to have a Thrawn appearance. And like, I don't really care anymore. I just don't care. This isn't Star Wars that's made for Star Wars fans. This is Star Wars that's made for SEALs and the people that really just want to turn their brain off and go, look, lightsabers, look this, look that. Possibly have a couple of theories in there. You know, it's Disney Star Wars canon. But the fact that they keep plucking shit from the EU just to bring it in. Now, being that we were getting Thrawn, I would have probably expected to see Pelion. But I don't know. It's just this isn't Star Wars for me. It's just not. And it's funny because like I always knew that it wasn't, and I was always getting a bit angry and all of this kind of thing. But after the Star Wars Celebration that we had, after the last episode of this show that we had with Lizzo and Jack Black and that whole storyline that they put together, this just isn't my Star Wars. Like it was. The dialogue is really sort of lame as well. There's not much in it. There's not much in it that I can sit here and say that I enjoyed. Like I said, it was like a better structured episode than probably most of the ones that we got this season. It's probably the highest rated episode this season for me. But it's still not any good. Anyway, that's my thoughts on it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week for the season finale. Later, guys.